Well, all right, we're back. So, yesterday, I said that there were a few. We looked at some of the randomizer options that, like, says coming soon. There's quite a bunch of them in 2-ship, actually. And so I wrote down a few things that we can maybe take a look at and pretty much just plagiarize from 1-ship, basically. I would guess that it would be, for some of these things, more or less copy-paste. So I figured we'd take a look at some of those today. And the one that I really was thinking of the most was the lock overworld doors. And I have no idea how this works under the hood, so we might not end up being very productive here with that. We're going to take a look here in just a minute. And then there was various other, which I don't think this was a coming soon thing even. It just occurred to me that we should be able to do this relatively simply, I think. I could be very, very wrong about that, but it seems like under the hood it probably works the same or pretty close to the same. So we'll have to investigate that. But then there was other things like, and this is like the newest version of 1-ship randomizer options I'm looking at here for reference, because we're going to have to look at the 1-ship code to kind of figure some of this stuff out. So this is the 1-ship randomizer options here. And this is the newest, what would you call it, iteration of the official 1-ship code, which it as it turns out, I hadn't updated my local copy of 1-ship code for about the last year. So it was a little out of date. So we had to do a little fooling around to get a fresh copy of it, basically. But anyhow, kind of just going through some of the settings here. Most of the, overwhelmingly, all of this stuff is the same versus anything that I played with the Ocarina of Time randomizer in recent memory. Like, I don't think any of this has changed. Most of the changes to the 1-ship code probably in the last year-ish, excuse me, don't have anything to do with the randomizer, at least outwardly as the user. Under the hood optimizations and, you know, just other stuff, but not any like additional randomizer options as far as I can tell, just looking through here, except I don't think that we had the, and maybe I could be wrong because I just never really looked at this, but we've got the Shuffle Deku Stick Bag and Deku Nut Bag, which were two things in the 2-ship randomizer that were labeled coming soon. So again, these should be slam fucking dunk copy paste type of things, right? Especially because there's no difference in how these things work at all. Where with the doors, I could see it might be different depending on how the code's laid out. But anyways, we'll see about that. Or also a Shuffle Swim, I guess, would be another one that we should be able to more or less copy all of that over from 1-ship. We're going to find out how right I am or wrong I am about that. Or Ocarina buttons for that matter. Although, I don't know that would work really well in Majora's Mask. Simply because you'd have to get at least you'd have to at least get the buttons for the Song of Time by the end of the 3rd day, or you're kind of fucked. I mean, not necessarily, I guess. But yeah, so and then there's plenty of things in the Ocarina of Time randomizer that just flat out don't apply to Majora's Mask anyway. Like well, for instance, like shuffle fairies, like they're really, this means something completely different in Ocarina of Time versus Majora's Mask, for starters. But I wonder, now that I think about it, because, you know, in Ocarina of Time, if you played, what was it? Was it Zelda's Lullaby? After you had planted a seed, and then it makes like the vine like grow up, and then it, you know, farts out 3 fairies. I wonder if there's any mechanic like that in Majora's Mask at all, because you don't have that. I mean, you could maybe use the Song of Healing on that, and maybe that would work. I don't know. But anyways, if you did, then yeah, I don't know. I was going to say that then maybe you could shuffle just regular fairies, not like the dungeon fairies, but shuffle regular fairies and have them be just shuffled into the randomizer. But I don't know about that one. That one would definitely not be a direct copy paste, I don't think, to get that to do that. And it doesn't quite make as much sense because there's not fairy fountains like there are in Ocarina of Time, so it really wouldn't make a hell of a lot of sense to do that in the first place. But I digress. So we want to like look at some of these things. Shuffle fishing pole. That's probably another one that's a coming soon one in 2-ship, I would think. But anyway, I really do want to look at the overworld doors one first, because I'm very curious on how that actually works. So we're going to take the approach that we have had several times now in trying to figure out where the stuff lives in the code, right? So lock overworld doors. I'm going to write that down. And we're going to see if we can find it in the 1-ship code first and just kind of see what that looks like. So we can close this out here. Oh, also, like, I want to implement the same interface for these buttons in 2-ship, because it's laid out a little differently. Like, I don't think it has this close menu button, and I feel like it really should. So that's another thing, I guess. UI window buttons match parenthesis close menu. Because in 2-ship it has this button here which actually quits the game over here, which isn't really what you want, because usually if you click this you just want to like get rid of the menu, right? Not kill the game. So that's a little bit different. I've inadvertently shut down the game because of that. So yeah, not great if that's not what you're trying to do. So anyway, we'll quit that. So here's the code, right? For 1-ship, and I kind of think I know where this lock overworld doors business is. I think it's actually right here, but I need to see how this all fits together. So even though this is probably the file that we should be kind of working from, and this is, I can tell already, is probably going to be something that's going to make me unhappy. Ooh, man, that might not be good. I don't know. It might not be too bad. So here's the problem that I can see immediately with this is that, so we've got this table that has basically where all the overworld doors are. Yeah, it is. and some other info that corresponds to each of these doors, basically. Which troubles me a little bit, because that means that, like, okay, so aside from that, this is just data essentially that is going to have to be, well, obviously tailored to Majora's Mask versus Ocarina of Time here. The rest of this that actually, like, does the magic that makes the doors be locked unless you have a key, etc. It looks like the majority of this isn't real crazy here. So I think the big pain is going to be gathering all this data for the Majora's Mask doors and doing a similar thing here. Otherwise, it seems like the rest of it's fairly generic by the looks of it. But I don't know. We might have to get into this a little more than that. Human reactor hook, shipping it, blah, blah. You'll see, like, this thing also references overlays, actor, this thing. So I kind of want to see if I can find where this is and just see what that looks like. Also, so we'll see if we can find that here real quick. Source overlays. Source overlays, actors. Source overlays, actors. Z-O. Z-E-N. Where is it? E-N door. Door. So this thing and this thing right here. So should probably just open both of these. Oh boy. This is probably exactly the same as in 2-ship though. Ooh, maybe not. Fire temple, water temple, ship. Okay. Okay. Fuck. All right. What have I gotten myself into here? Yeah, this might not be quite as cut and dry as I thought. So, okay, so should have opened up that other thing. I didn't. I was just previewing it. SOH. Headers include SOH. Enhancements. Randomizer. Lock over world doors. Yeah, we'll open that too. Okay. So this is all in one ship. And we're going to see if we can compare that to what hopefully is fairly similar in 2 ships. So first of all, we'll just go ahead and get some of that figured out here. So we're not going to have that part of it. So we want to look for the EN door stuff. So, okay, that's in. All right. Ouch. Sometimes I feel like I'm getting shocked by my keyboard. But I'm not sure if I am. But my nerves in my hands are all fucked up, so I can't really tell. I don't see any burn marks on my hands, so I'm not sure. Anyway. Fuck. So yeah, we're trying to find an analog to Z door business. Source, buffers, code, overlays. Yeah, so overlays, actors, the ZEN door. Hopefully the same thing exists here. It does. Okay, so that's a good start. And I would expect these to be relatively similar. So we'll start with this H file first because it's the smallest one. So H. We've got struct endure. This thing here. Then we've got this void, which is the same thing as this. We've got these defines here, which I don't see an analog to here. So, yeah, this isn't quite as much the same as I would have hoped. Let's see. Yeah. 1A. Ooh, man, we might have some issues with this. Well, yeah, this might not be as easy as I thought it was going to be. It's like, no, it should be pretty much the same. Kind of just figuring out what the hell's going on here. Like, because it's going to have different variable names. That's fine. I expected that. But it does make it harder to figure out what the hell's going on. Oh. This is actually good for door type. There's 7 of them here. There are. So I would guess these are probably similar. And we shouldn't actually need to modify these files, but it's the fact that we're referencing them for our randomizer settings. So we need to understand what it's doing, basically. I mean, I could try just copying and pasting this and seeing what happens, but it's going to make shit explode. I'm pretty sure. But the basic gist of this should work pretty much the same way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this whole thing, and we are just going to copy and paste it into 2ship, basically. and it's going to explode, but I want to see how it does because that'll help us figure out what the fuck's going on. I hope. That's the basic plan, I suppose. Actor behavior. Oh no. Oh no. This is really different the way they have this rando stuff set up. And I've never actually tried adding what do you call it? A rando feature before. So I have no idea like how the rando code works at all. So that's something, I suppose. I don't even know where I would want to like put this in here. I guess it would be under rando, right? Well, okay, here's what we could do. Let's see. In what do you call it? Yep, in rando. Okay. We'll say okay, how about all right. So in the 2-ship code, we'll go with shuffle cows because I want to see how they do that. That might give us some clue on what's going on. So first of all, let's just find where it actually says that. Shuffle cows right here. All right. Options are shuffle cows. Probably doesn't say it anywhere else. We'll copy this because this is going to be the variable for that. I would guess it doesn't say it anywhere else. We'll give it a second. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. All right. It's fine. So I'll put this in here and see where that's defined. I put it there. This is in types H. RO shuffle cows. Okay, fine. So types H. Rando types H. Okay, that makes sense. So that's something we'll have to put in there. It should be referenced someplace else besides this as well. Yes. On file create. I think this is probably just creates the default settings for the configuration file when you first install the game. So on file create. Keep track of that. All right, fine. It should end up in other places too. So we'll keep looking there. Options. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right. What else? No more occurrences. That's the only places it shows up. So how does that? How does that? How does it tell any of these things, like whether or not you're using that in the randomizer? Like, where's that coming from? Or random save options, blah blah, blah blah. Oh, check type. Okay. Oh, this is when it's creating the rando's like spoiler file. The thing that makes a rando, I guess. Go to definition. That's also in types. Yep. Kind of knew that. Find all references to this. Oh yeah. Okay. See, so checks.cpp, huh? Whoa. What is it? Every check in the game? Oh no. Oh boy. Well, and this is I just tried to find something where it's a thing in the game that could be randomized, but the doors would work kind of differently compared to this, I think. I'm just really unsure how this all kind of comes together. Oh, it would be normally be a milk refill, right? For the cows. That makes sense. Rando check. Well, it's not really a rando check because you don't get an item for it. Okay. I'm gonna take a 2-minute break. I'll be right back. Okay, so this kind of stuff isn't quite what we're after here, but that's okay. Let's see. I don't look up table. Scene door params, randomizer, inf. Yeah, see, we're going to have to really kind of dig this apart, aren't we? 2 ints. Okay. So yeah, that's really going to be one. The main problem is that we're going to have to kind of build up this table of where the doors are, whatever the fuck these numbers mean. Etc. Which should also exist somewhere in these files already, but not laid out necessarily like this is. So yeah, that might be a bit of a thing, because it looks like we got a value for this int here is, this is a number and then that's a number, right? So whatever this pair is actually supposed to mean, it's 2 numbers that go together for some reason, and then that, which is randomizer inf, I guess. Where is this defined? Randomizer inf. Really? It's an enumeration with 1 value. Why? Oh. Okay, so randomizer inf dot h. Randomizer area. Okay. Oh boy. Well, this looks overwhelming. I'll say that. Oh. I see. But what does it all mean, Basil? But these numbers have to correspond to something. That's the part that troubles me. These are just numbers, but what for? Just ID numbers, I guess. And why? So it matches up the scene, the name of the scene, with some number, which is probably the ID of the door itself, and then we associate it with this, which apparently is just a number somehow. I'll be honest, I thought this was going to be easier. Okay, well, we see a pattern with this. This is all of the locked doors. So this is just, I don't know, it tells the randomizer this is the a thing that needs doing with. So why don't we copy this? This is from one ship. And see if we can find that here and see if they have something similar. It might not be laid out the same way at all. I would expect it would be, though. No. Okay. So this doesn't quite work the same way. Well, that's not very helpful, fortunately. Yeah, well, let's see what it's really doing with this information here, okay? So on DoorNet, door randomizer inf is this thing. Lookup table find, play state, scene number, actor params. If it's not, well, we're not today, okay. Second. The second stored value, okay, well, great. Jeez, I don't know. Because if I look at that same thing here, Endor, actor, skill, anime, those numbers are the same, so they probably do the same thing. But yeah, we got different numbers for the rest of this. Yeah, that's going to make it real tough to figure out what the fuck's going on. Randomizer inf. action funk. Indoor size 1, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know where to begin with this, to be honest. Let's look at the C file for some layout. Do I not have that in here? I don't. Overlays, actors, OVL. Oh, okay. We're here. OVL indoor. Okay. This is making my brain hurt. A lot. Here, let's collapse all this down because I feel like this is not helping. Yeah, it's not going to be any of that stuff. Yeah, let's do it that way. I'm really trying to find this thing right here. Overlays, actors. Oh, okay. I think I understand what's going on here now. I confuse myself. All right, well, one thing at a time here, right? Thing. Ooh, there's a lot of shit going on with that door. Does that look like? Yeah, all right. Oh, you know what's going to be tough about this too is like some of these doors aren't open at certain times of day. Ooh. Yeah, which this is all the data for that, I suppose. Damn, I thought that this was going to be much easier, but like the way this stuff is laid out is significantly different. At least from what I can tell. In a way that it's going to make it quite difficult to work out. So this might be a little bit above my pay grade, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck. Under the hood, this stuff works surprisingly quite a bit differently. Fuck. Okay. Well, maybe that's not the best one to start with as far as stuff to try to add to the randomizer. Because this is one of those things I could spend a week on and get exactly nowhere. I can see that already. Like the stuff with the bronze scale, Deku stick bag, Deku nut bag, that should work a lot more similarly, but man alive, I don't know. I don't know if I got it in me to like hunt all that down right now. Fuck. That's disappointing. That's significantly more complicated than I thought it was going to be. Along with like the various key rings as well. I have a feeling that's going to be a bit tougher than what I'd hoped for. Damn. Well. I guess I can see why those aren't implemented yet. If it was as easy as just copying it over from one ship, I think it probably would have been done already. I think that's maybe a fair assessment. So, 1 second. I need to fix something with my audio here. What is it? This thing. Well, shit. I guess, yeah. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. And with those other things, yeah, it's probably not as cut and dry as I think it is. And it mostly has to do with I don't understand how the randomizer stuff is implemented at all. So I'm going to have to spend some time doing that. It's a good deal more complicated than I thought it was going to be, though. That I can say for sure. So, I guess what we'll do in lieu of doing any development is just go ahead and run a randomizer and see how far we get, I guess. So, we'll do that. Which, holy shit, with the options I have on, oof. It's a lot of checks, man. But not that one. This one. There we go. Yeah, like so much. Or like skeleton key, which is another thing in one ship that like I've never used that because it's basically one key that works for all locks. So once you get that, it opens up everything, which I don't know. The key rings are good enough for that as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I'll have to come back and do that. Oh, that stuff later. Once I have a better idea of what the fuck's going on with that. I might actually have to go on like their Discord and ask some questions about that stuff. Like for instance, well, I don't know. I guess it's all pretty much okay. Never mind. Yeah, like Hive's coming soon. That's another one because of like the Hives serve sort of a different purpose in Majora's Mask because like there's a whole bunch of them, say, in the Skulltula houses, and they're specifically supposed to drop like the Skulltula checks for all the Skulltula house. So I'm not quite sure how randomizing that would work exactly, which again is probably why it's not in here already. Yeah, I don't know. Generate new Steve. Yeah, okay. I don't think there's really anything else in here. Majora access remains required. Oh, we don't need any boss remains to beat the seed. We just need the masks, I guess. Yeah. Dungeon access requires the transformation and the song. Yeah, I would leave it that way because otherwise that'd be even more complicated. Yeah, we'll leave it the way it is. But yeah, see, this thing is different. We gotta change this, but I'm not gonna do it right now. Let's go ahead and fire up a seed and just play. Here we go. What have we gotten ourselves into again? Got the Romani mask right away, which isn't going to be really good for all that much to begin with. Nothing else there. Bunny hood. Some fairies. Not gonna go into that grotto yet because it's gonna be too much of a pain in the ass. The power of magic. Good. And a bottle. It's all garbage. Fairies, nothing special. Get off me. There is something there, but we can't get that right now. Eaton mask. I don't think there's anything else there. No. Nope. Circus leader's mask. That's garbage. Try first, please. That's the first one. And a second. Light arrows, okay. Don't have a bow yet, though. Berries and shit. Beans. Damn. Not much so far. Letter to Mama. Non-Garo mask. No explosives yet. Explosives. Again, I said this yesterday. You just, you gotta manifest it into existence, right? Works for me. That will help quite a bit, actually. It's all garbage? Really? Fuck, okay. Moving along. Also, nothing here. Very surprising that the bushes have such a low yield of stuff. Usually they have quite a bit. That's less weeds to whack, but we'll see what that amounts to, I suppose. Oh, hold on. I gotta fix this here. Hold on a second. The Song of Soaring, thank God. I played a seed last night where I never got it at all after 3 hours. And boy, was that fucking annoying. Even with being able to run fast, it's not my preferred method of travel if I can just warp someplace. Especially after I've been there like 3 times. So this is nothing. Piece of drive overs. Milk, Song of Storms. I probably should make my option like what do you call it? It's not really an option, like feature where the magic beans grow automatically. I probably should actually put that in as a proper option. Did I actually? Now that I think about it, it would be in enhancements. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember now. I would call that a flat out cheat if I was going to call it anything, though. I can't remember if I gave it a proper menu name or not. I thought I did. I did for skip dive animation. I remember that. The song, oh, it enables Sun Song. It actually does do something. The song will make time move very fast until Link either moves to a different scene or when the time switches to a new time period. I would completely disable that and do something else with it. Yeah, that's not something you'd want. Something to think about for later, but like, yeah, like, that having it be its behavior is weird. Anyway. I wouldn't have considered it a fix. Yeah, I don't think I actually added an option for the fucking what do you call it? Plants automatically growing, or the bean sprouts, I should say. Which I probably should do and have it be where I can toggle that on and off. Because I had no idea that Song of Storms would do that. It makes sense, but I had no idea. But okay, so I gotta fix that. Versus having it on all the time, which is what it's doing right now. I'm not gonna fix that right now, but yeah, like something to keep in mind. Too bad we don't have a Ponya song yet. I don't think we do, right? So, okay, yeah, no. There's almost always a lot of shit in here. Probably just by virtue that there's so many weeds in here. Beast Triforce. Deku Mask. Definitely need that. Zora Mask. The one lone fairy for the Clock Town Fairy. Some key. I kind of would prefer it if we just had key rings versus all random keys spread about, but yeah, we'll see about that. Lullaby intro. Snowhead Boss key. Title D, Twin Walls remains. The Skulltula bushes are kind of hard to see because it's like a deep maroon color. Which kind of blends in a little bit with just the, if it's in a dark setting, it's hard to see it until you get up close. I think we got them all here though. And we did get 2 transformation masks out of it. Most notably, the Deku one, which is probably what we're going to end up having to do first, but we'll see. We did acquire 5 other masks, but none of them really do anything. The Don Garo one is a check. The what do you call it? Romani's mask is a check. Heat mask is like 2. I don't think the Bunny Hood or the Circus Leaders ones actually do anything as far as our checks are concerned. I don't think. I might be wrong. Okay. Well, we'll go. Speaking of Romani, holy shit. And also, I would not be surprised at all if there's a grotto in here someplace that I haven't found. Like, where's the Stone of Agony? That would be good. Or, oh, there's this one, but I don't think there's anything in here. No, there's not. It's just Skulltulas. Cause like there's like the line that comes up like in this one here, yeah, that shows you that you're supposed to bomb it, but there's nothing like that for grottos that are hidden in the grass. You just have to go with contextual clues like this thing over here. I could try killing this thing. Oh, we did get the Razor Sword as well, so that's good. You know what? I'm going to... Here's what we should do. How do I want to do this? I'm going to ask Grok, what are the damage... What are the damage values for the various swords in Majora's Mask relative to Deku stick damage? Question mark. Because I want to know when I should be using the Deku stick versus not. Clearly, if we have just the base sword that you get in the game, the Deku stick, I think, does more damage. It's exactly the same way it works in Ocarina of Time, right? Which makes me think that the Razor Sword would be the same amount of damage, probably. And then it should go up slightly from there for the Gilded Sword and... yeah, and how does the Gilded Sword compare with the Great Fairy Sword? Is there a difference? I mean, there kind of have to be. Because the Great Fairy Sword is a two-hander, so like if they did the same damage, you would be at a disadvantage using the Great Fairy Sword because you're not supposed to be able to use a shield with it, right? Because it's a two-hander. Similar to the Big Goron Sword. It probably does the same thing as the Big Goron Sword does, come to think of it. But you've got this weird situation where, like, in Ocarina of Time, you've got the Golkiri Sword, the Master Sword, and then the Big Goron Sword. As far as different damage values, right? Where in Majora's Mask, you've got just the regular sword, the Razor Sword, the Gilded Sword, the Great Fairy Sword, and then also the Fierce Deity Sword as well. I would guess that the Fierce Deity Sword and the Great Fairy Sword probably do the same amount of damage. So yeah, I don't know. Let me see here. let's see what Grok says for this. I'll see if I can pull it up here so you can see it as well. 1 second. All right, so let's take a look. Let's see what it says. Ooh, also, holy smokes, Twitter has been crazy the last couple of days. I'm not really going to talk about that right now. But yeah. Oof, we are living in some interesting times, and like more so than usual too. This is like kind of a serious one, I think. But we're not going to talk about that right now. I'm trying to get my mind off it, to be honest with you. But yeah, we'll probably talk about that at some point. Anyway, in Legend of Zelda's Deku Stick deals 1 damage. Kokiri Sword also does 1 damage. Razor Sword does more damage than a Deku Stick. So they're trying to say that the Kokiri Sword and the Deku Stick do the same amount of damage. I don't know if I believe that. And then 2, 3, 4. Fierce Deity does 6. Okay. Damage values apply to the Nintendo 64 version and 3DS remakes with no significant changes of sword mechanic damage, etc. Yeah, we're not talking about spin attacks or any shit like that, just the normal stuff. Jump attacks typically double the base damage of any sword, so a Gilded Sword jump attack would deal 6, and a Fierce Deity sword jump attack would deal 12. Oh, is that how that works? I don't know if I actually believe Grok on this or not. Here's what I want to do for context then. So I want to say, how does this relate to the damage values for the various swords in Ocarina of Time relative to... Oops. Deku Stick damage? Or is it the case that like the Deku Stick was never supposed to do the same amount of damage as the Master Sword, but it was a bug? No, because that's not right, because okay, maybe I'm asking the question wrong. Forget about all of that. I want to entirely reframe the question. Actually, I could just start a new one here. Probably easier to do that. So maybe I'm asking the wrong question here. So what are the damage values for the various swords in Majora's Mask relative to the Kokiri Sword and also compare to Deku Stick damage? Because I don't believe that the Kokiri Sword and the Deku Stick can do the same damage, because I know that they don't in Ocarina of Time, and it just told me that they did. So I'm not sure about that. So let's try that again. So the Kokiri Sword is our base. It's 1. Razor Sword is twice as much. Gilded Sword is 3 times as much. That's really hard to believe, actually. I would have guessed 1, 1.5, and 2. Great Fairy Sword is 4. Deku stick is twice as much as a Kokiri sword. Okay. That's what I was after. So Kokiri sword, excuse me, the Deku stick and Razor sword do the same amount of damage. That's what I would have guessed. Okay. See, that's why I asked, because I knew the first thing that it told me wasn't right. Which is why you can't trust AI to tell you everything. It's not trying to mislead you. It's just that you have to be careful about how you ask the questions sometimes. Kind of like in programming. Sometimes when you program something a certain way, you don't get what you want because you're not telling it to do the right thing, basically. When's the last time I ate bacon? Yesterday, actually. Because I got a bacon cheeseburger from Culver's. I would get that every day if I could afford it, but it's like fucking $30. I can't afford that. Anyway, I found out what I wanted from Grok, and we don't need to look at the rest of Twitter. I looked at that for way too long in the last 2 days. Oof. That's all I'll say. Oof. We got some crazy business going on in America. I don't think it's going to go well. I hope it does. But we'll see. Anyway, so since I have the Razor sword, it makes no difference whether I use that or the Deku stick. Except the Deku stick might have more range. Oh, it definitely does. It's got to have almost twice the range that the Razor sword does. Ooh, maybe 3 times, but at least twice. Okay. That's all I was really kind of looking for. Okay. When do we use the Deku stick and when don't we? I think we got it pretty well covered. And there's probably cases where either the sword will damage something and the Deku won't. Or maybe vice versa, but probably more the case where the Deku stick will not damage something, but the Razor sword or any of the swords would. Get out of here, you little bitch. I'm not letting you rob my ass. Fuck you. Fuck you. Well, I did let him rob my ass. Not on purpose, though. Anyway, so we only have a couple of checks here. And thankfully, we do have the Song of Soaring already, which is amazing. Because, like I said, the last seed I played, I didn't get it at all after playing this fucking seed for like 3 hours, so that was crazy. Do we have any ranged ability at all? I don't think we do. No, we do not have the hook shot. We do not have the bow. Oh, that's not true. We do actually have a ranged ability. We have the Deku mask itself. Oh, why did... I have a hard time. I don't know why, but I have a hard time discerning between the bunny hood and the Keaton mask. I guess it's because they're both yellow. I don't know. Flap. Gotcha, bitch. And he's probably just going to sell junk and want like 200 rupees for it on top of it. Junk for damn near 100 rupees or a green rupee for 21. Yeah, no thanks. He does a bad job of impersonating a fairy, and he's also a shit salesman. I don't know what he's thinking. Worst kind of con man there is. All right. Let's see if we can pass the quiz here. We should be able to. What's the name of the vintage milk sold at the milk bar? I would say Chateau Morani. That's funny. Chateau Romani. Yep, that's good. How many mailboxes are there in Clocktown? I would say there's at least 4. Well, there's got to be one in each place. So 5, if I had to guess. 5. Yep, that was right. I haven't seen that question before, so I'm kind of surprised I got that right the first time. The magic words that Tingle created. Tingle, tingle, what? I don't know. Kulu Limpa. Yep. What is Anju, the innkeeper, bad at doing? Cooking, according to Grandma. I also haven't seen that question before. What is the name of the mayor of Clocktown? Is Dutour. Okay. I don't think there's anything else we can do over here right now. I was going to do something else, but I forgot what it was. We do not have a Ponius song yet, so we should not go to... well, we can't, even if we could get there somehow. We can't go to either the coast or Kana. So I guess we'll see what we get over here. Ooh, that stuns him. Pig mask. So we're gonna do it that way, are we? Alright, fine. Couple's mask, which also doesn't really do anything. I don't. There might be one check for couple's mask. But even, and actually, no, I don't think there is. Okay. There's no reason to go over there. Oh, it did hit him. Good. Will I buy one of Tingle's maps? I don't know. Heart piece for 197 rupees? Just for a heart piece? Fuck, man. I don't think so. And I can't even carry that much money anyways, so we don't have to worry about him. Yeah, usually Tingle does occasionally sell stuff that's like progression, but not always. I think it's interesting that it's something that's shuffled in though. Oath to order. And some skulltulas and berries and shit. Okay. Ooh, fierce deity? Whoa. I didn't see that one at all the last seed I played either. So that's pretty good. The rest of this is nothing. Okay. I guess we can look at what this chick has for sale. Or will have for sale. There's a Triforce piece. Okay. Garrow's mask. Tier. Nothing. I have a lot of hearts though, I just realized, which is kind of good, so yeah. Very nice. So we gotta talk to her. Can't give her anything. We could, but it ain't gonna work. Get the fuck out of here. Go back and talk to her, because then she'll give me something. Hopefully it's something good. No, it was junk. 5 bombs. And I think that's pretty much all we can do here for now. I'm going someplace I'm not supposed to be. I'm pretty sure. So we went the wrong way. Okay. Yep. And so we gotta run all the way back town. Which is pretty much where we'd have to go next, so we'll go check that out, I guess. And give him a moon tier. Okay, so that wasn't too special. Just a large magic refill. You have the, okay. Yep. Oh, didn't give anything. Okay, fine. We'll talk to him. Skull tool. Right. Nothing else here. Be sure to grab that. You also have this fairy to turn in. For a rupee and a skulltula. Oops. Shit aim. Three, 2, 1, 5, 4. Okay. Now we use Keaton Mask again on this shit. What is the name of the song that Romani, the girl of the ranch, teaches you? It's Pony's song. Macau is of which race? Zoya. There are 5 members of the Indiegogos. What is the name of Clocktown's Inn? Stockpot. How old is Tingle? Like 35? Yeah. Okay, that thing up there isn't worth a shit. Don't have to worry about that. Oh, I might as well go do this right now. What is it? Oops. 3, 2, 1, 5, 4. We don't have the bombs. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we do. We did not have the bombs the last time. We do have them this time. shit. Okay. Ooh. Oh, we don't actually have to do it that way. Just go back to Clock Town. A Skulltula, and that's it. Okay. That's all garbage. Literally all of that's junk, so we don't have to worry about that. Shield, that's kind of good. I guess we could do this. I wonder if what happens if I try to do his Fierce Deity. Does it just treat me as Link? Because that's what I would guess that the default thing would be to do. Yeah. It treats me just as I'm a kid with a mask on. So, nothing special there. Slightly different dialogue, I guess. Oh, yeah. Oh, we have the Great Fairy Sword. I didn't notice that. We should have that. Let's see. As far as the other stuff we could do right now. Well, we don't have a pony song. We don't have the hook shot. Pretty much none of those other masks are going to do anything right now. I don't think. I think that's pretty weird. Why is the guy like inside the porta potty though? Yay. Well, that's not terribly interesting. Hit him in the nuts. Oh, didn't actually give us loot that time. It's supposed to. Maybe because we were at Deku, though. I'm not sure. Let's see. Where else can we go right now? We don't even have the bow or anything. So that limits things. I actually don't know. I might have to think about that. And we only got 4 out of 58 Triforce pieces. Damn. That's crazy. I mean, we could sniff something up in the fucking woods, I guess, because we didn't use the pig mask yet. So I guess, well, for one, we gotta make room for something in a jar. Or a bottle, whatever the fuck you call it. That's not what we want either. Wrong place. Magic over here. Nothing, huh? Okay. There we go. We got a magic mushroom. That's only good for whatever she was trying to sell, right? Well, she is a Triforce piece. That's how you do it. Oh, it was just junk. Never mind. But she should allow me to like buy first piece of it, which I can't. Shoot. Yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to have to do for this one. I mean, I could actually go turn in like the letters, I guess. I think. I don't know. Yeah, how the fuck does that work? Can I just... Liquefy's right there. That's actually kind of funny. It didn't give me anything for my troll. I guess in a... what do you call it? Postman, so maybe that's why. Yeah, actually, I'm sure that's why. I think I'm gonna leave it here. All of a sudden, I'm getting super sleepy. It is getting to be about bedtime. So yeah, I don't know. Like, when I get up, maybe we'll look at some of these mods or randomizer things again, because we're definitely not done with the 2-ship code. I can tell you that for sure. But yeah, not quite as easy as I would have figured at first blush, unfortunately. But I mean, it's doable somehow. So if I don't figure it out, somebody else will. So hopefully I get there first. But until then, thanks for playing. See you next time.